I decided to go on a trip with my mom. Originally, my sister was supposed to come on the trip. I don't even want to get into the weeds of that and make this about my sisters. I've been seeing comments and their contributions that are extremely negative. It was all relative to this European trip that we were supposed to take. They didn't end up coming, or one of my sisters didn't, and that just became its own thing, which is now why they're, I guess, showing support for this guy. I don't want to get into that. I just leave it to them and their platforms, whatever. But we were planning this trip and I booked the tickets. The reason that I did not want to go to Europe with Ronan is because honestly, I just want to be honest with you guys, he couldn't afford it. And I know that if he was going to come out there and we were going to go to all of these beach clubs and restaurants, I was going to be taking on the bulk, if not all, of the financial responsibility, as was pretty standard in the relationship, because he does not have a job. So I was going to be taking on the bulk of that, and I did not want that. So I did not invite him to Europe, and I didn't think it was a good idea that we even went together, because right before the Europe trip, he had gotten caught cheating with someone like down the street. It was like this big thing, and I don't want to get into that either. But I just did not. I had checked out, and I stopped wanting to be with him.
Hello lovelies, it's your girl Queen Trauma here. How you guys doing? Hope everyone is doing great. So on today's video, we'll be talking about a lady who came in to share her story of what her boyfriend, which is now her ex, did to her. So guys, please like my video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you'll be the first to be notified. So she went on to share what happened in the relationship, how this guy could not keep a job, and he doesn't have money, he's broke, and the sisters of this lady are showing support for this guy. So this time around, this guy came into her apartment and beat her up blue black. So guys, without talking too much, let's go and watch the video, and when we come back, we'll talk a bit about this matter.
And that is why I stopped posting content with him. I had originally stopped posting content because I did not want to be in a relationship with him anymore. I also had a real guilt in my heart about the fact that I knew what was happening behind closed doors, and I know what I stand for. I know I'm a girl's girl. I know I'm an advocate for, I know I'm an advocate for women and empowerment and information exchange and love and honor and all of those things. And what was going on behind closed doors with us did not align with the things that I promote and take pride in publicly. So, I wanted to take this trip, and I ended up booking it. He was very upset that I booked it. He wanted me to take him. He wanted me to pay for him to go. At one point, he asked me to put him on my car loan so that he could take out a loan to go to the trip, and he would pay. They could use my car as collateral or something like that. I was like, no, I just want to go by myself, and I ended up going. I ended up booking this trip. My mom ended up coming because all of this fallout happened with my sisters or whatever. And on the trip, I had decided to separate myself from him. Now, I want to start with the day before I left. The day that I left. The day that I left, he actually tried to make me miss my flight. The entire day was he physically assaulted me. He sprained my toe. I had bruises from head to toe. He just hurt me, and he just kept on physically assaulting me. And again, I think it was because he just didn't want me to go, and I almost didn't even make the trip. I actually was 5 minutes, I got to the airport at 4:03 and the flight left to Europe, to Ibiza, at 4:50. They told me I was originally not going to get on the flight, and I actually ended up getting on the flight because I was crying and limping and no, I planned this whole thing. My mom's waiting for me in Spain. What am I going to do? So they literally let me check my flight. I already checked in the car, but they let me check my bag and such, so we were good. But leading up to me going to Ibiza was hell. I was physically assaulted over and over and over again for hours and hours and hours on end, to which I made my family aware and such, and that in conjunction with his cheating, in conjunction with his inability to provide or keep a stable job, are the reasons that I was like, this Europe trip is going to be time that I use to reflect, to cut him off. Okay, so I just want to end this part with saying that I decided to go on a trip. I decided that during the trip we would go our separate ways, and the trip was for me to find myself again, and he abused me prior to the trip, the day of me going to the trip, so it just further confirmed that we would never work. And I made sure I called my building before I left, because I was able to get him out of my apartment. He wanted to stay when I was gone. I did not want him in my apartment, did not want him driving my car. I took my keys with me. I locked the door. That was a huge fight. Oh my God, it took me hours to get out, but I made sure, and I called down to my building for proof. I have a witness that I told them, do not let anybody in my apartment while I'm gone. There are no authorized guests. There was no authorized guest. Nobody can go in my apartment. Do not let anybody in my unit. And then I flew to Europe. Once I got on the flight, I started texting him. I was very hurt, confused, and lost. I wanted to let him know how I felt, and I kind of wanted him to feel the pain that I felt. And I was just telling him I hate him and all of these like things that women say when they're super upset and traumatized. So I was texting him all of those things like, you know, you did this, you did this, you did this, and I'm so upset and whatever. He was pretty much dismissive about it. I'll probably like post the text here. And I just decided at that point and during the trip that there was no more reason for us to speak. We'd been through too much. There was too much abuse and cheating and all that stuff that went on. So I decided to sever ties. I blocked him from everything, would not let him contact me. He started harassing my mom. My mom also had to block him and tell him stop contacting her. He then reached out to my sisters. My older sister wasn't going for it. My 2 younger sisters, different story, but form your own opinions on that. I don't even want to talk about it. And so it was finally time for me to come home. I got to my building on July the 12th at, I believe, 10 o'clock at night. And when I pulled up to my building, I was on the phone with my dad, and I was talking about how excited I was to be back. And lo and behold, he was already standing in front of the building waiting for me. I don't know how he knew what time I got in. I don't know how he knew what flight. He knew what day I was supposed to be coming back, I think, from when we had talked before. I don't know if he'd seen my ticket. I just don't know. But he knew. He timed it. He was standing in front of my apartment building waiting for me outside. When I didn't even get out the cab. He opened the car door and was like, let's go. He grabbed my bags from the cab driver, and he tried to take my stuff upstairs, and he told me we're going upstairs. I told him we are not going upstairs, and I told him that I did not feel safe with him going upstairs because I know that he was upset that I had blocked him during the trip, and I knew that things were getting out of hand, and if I got alone with him upstairs in my apartment, that I was going to be further physically assaulted and pressured into things that I didn't want to do probably. So I did not feel safe with him going upstairs. We had not spoken for quite some time, and I told him he couldn't go upstairs. He had my bags in his hands. He starts yelling, shut up. He starts name calling me. He starts grabbing me. The security guards downstairs see him grabbing me. There's 2 security guards, and they immediately try to alleviate the situation. They're like, hey, stop touching her. She said you can't go upstairs. You can't go. There's a huge argument in the lobby. He's like, I'm going. I don't give a fuck. Tell her. Oh, I don't know if I'm able to say that on here. Hopefully that doesn't get flagged. I don't know. I've never done this before. But he's like, I'm going. I don't give an F. Tell her that, you know, she needs to take me upstairs. I just need to get my stuff. Mind you, he told me early on when I'd first left and we were having those text exchanges and I'd locked my door and left the house that he'd called security and they had escorted him into my house and they had already given him his property. He had gone through my apartment, got what he wanted, and left. So this is all in contravention to me calling security and telling them not to let anybody in my unit when I'm gone under any circumstances, to which they agreed to. They didn't care. When I left, they went, used their master key, unlocked my unit, and let him into my apartment. And he was able to take whatever in his things. He is not on the lease, and he is not an authorized person in the building. So I don't know how and why that happened. So when he showed up, as I was coming back from the airport, demanding that I take him in my apartment to get his things, I was confused because I knew that he'd already been in the apartment with security. Allegedly, he was like, oh, they walked with me, allegedly, like, to get his stuff. And I know for a fact he was in the apartment, but I don't know if he got anything. I don't know what he did. I don't know what him and security were doing. He's made friends with the security guards at the building, and I guess they had a relationship where they were taking him in my house.
Long story short, security let him into my building when I was not there. So when he did come back and meet me and bombard me at the door when I finally got off my flight, demanding his things from my apartment, it was strange because he already had been inside my apartment to get his things. So I don't know. I then, I would not let him in. A entire debacle ensued. I told him, I finally said, hey, I'll go upstairs and get your stuff because he was manhandling me downstairs to the point where securities had to intervene. I said, I'll go ahead and get it and bring it down, but I do not want you coming upstairs to my door. There are 3 points of security access when you get to my building. There is the concierge desk, the elevator, and once you get up the elevator, which requires key access, there's a middle door which requires further key access to the units. So I'm thinking like, okay, he really can't get to me. I'm just going to bring his stuff back down through the elevator and just call it a day. Well, when I left my apartment and came out of residence, those middle doors, he had gotten up the elevator somehow. I don't know, with the security, I don't know how, but he was standing with 2 security guards charging his phone on the wall and then causing a scene saying that he needed to get to me to talk to me. I handed him his things immediately and was like, gotta go. I turned around to leave and he starts chasing me down the hallway. Security starts chasing him. So everyone's chasing each other. It's very ghetto, very strange. And I'm telling him I don't want to have a conversation. There's literally nothing to talk about. At that point, I was over it. There's so much that has gone on, so much egregious, nefarious things that have gone on in this relationship. I did not want to talk. Security asked me in front of him, do you want to talk to him? I said no. They said, listen, sir, she does not want to have a conversation with you. You need to go. They had tried to physically restrain him because he was trying to physically attack me. And he stood in the hallway and he was just like, no, it's fine. She's good. I'm not touching her. He always does that. Like, he'll try to be like, oh, he'll put his hands on me and be like, I'm not putting my hands on you. But you are. He told them I'm not touching her, blah, blah, blah. At that point, I like slid against the wall. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I think I have a little video clip of that. I'll try to add that to this, actually.
Look, bro, you gotta do shit. You already put your hand in, it's okay, bro. I don't care.
After the incident with security, they were finally able to get him to leave, and he left. Though he called me all night long, he finally did leave my property. Next thing you know, I go to sleep. I wake up early in the morning. He's at my door. He's pushing himself inside the door. I open the door to see who is outside the door, and he's pushing himself inside. Apparently, he had bypassed security. Or actually, I don't think he bypassed them. I think that they were in on it because he did say, which was confirmed, and I'll release all of this video footage, by the security guard, that the woman downstairs spoke to him and showed him some group chat between the security guards discussing the incident from the night prior. He also did say that he was somehow able to come up. He went through the elevator, which again requires a security card. He went through the residential door unit, which requires security, and he got to my door. He pushed himself inside, and the first thing he did was try to force himself upon me. I did not want to have sex with him, and I just completely was like over it. I was obviously still upset from the night before. He did not care. He wanted to have sex at that point. I was telling him to leave. I told him I did not want him to be there. I told him several times, and ultimately, like, I guess maybe a couple hours later, like, this went on for a little while, a physical fight started. It started when he picked me up and by my face, and he slammed me on the couch, and he called me a stupid fucking bitch. Damn, can I say that on here? He called me a stupid effing B. And then he just continued to grab grabbed my face in the palm of his hand, smashed his face in there, and just kept palming me, snatching me, squeezing my face. My lips are busting at this point. My mouth filled up with blood. My nose filled up with blood. He's throwing me around. At one point, he slams my head against the bathroom wall. He's spitting loogies in my face over and over. He slams my head against the toilet. He's holding me against the toilet. He's smashing my face against the toilet. He's dragging me all over the apartment. I'm actually trying to fight back. I am hitting. I am swinging. I am scratching. But obviously, he's much bigger than me. I'm like 140 pounds. I'm 5'10" though. And he is like 6'3", 200 pounds. So there was a very obviously uneven power struggle there. I continued to swing at him. At one point, I did hit him right here, and he got really mad at that. I realized the more I fought back, the more upset that he was. So he came up to me, he grabbed me by the face, literally by the face and the neck, and picked me up and slammed me on the floor. I believe that is when I got a concussion, as ruled by the hospital later on. While I was on the floor, he then punched me in the eye. My eye's looking a lot better now, but it was like really looking bad. He hit me in the eye, and then he hit me again in the face. So I'm on the floor, my face is swelling up, my nose is bleeding, my mouth is bleeding, and I can't even open my left eye. Literally, the moment it happened, it immediately started swelling, and it was just a mess. From that point, I lost consciousness, and I started shaking, and I just remember begging him to take me to the hospital. I knew that he wasn't going to let me go anywhere alone. I knew he wouldn't let me make any phone calls because he took my phone. So at that point, I just started begging him to take me to the hospital.
This is really sad and heartbreaking. And the truth of the matter is that so many women go through this in their relationship, and they keep enduring and hoping that the guy will change, or they will change the guy, or something is going to turn out good one day. But the truth of the matter is that these guys, they don't change. An abusive man is an abusive man. There is nothing that will make him to change. When a guy or your partner, whosoever it is, shows you the other side of him that is not good, the abusive part of him, please, ladies, walk away. It's not worth it for you to risk your life, gamble your life in that kind of a situation. It's not worth it at all. We hear a story of husband and wife, couples fighting every day, and before you know it, one thing led to another, and one of them is down, and it's not good.
These are the kind of guys that, destroys your life in a second. Before you know it, everything changes, and, you're asking yourself, how did you get to this point? It's not fair to this lady. She's a lawyer, for crying out loud, and, look at where she is today. I don't know, women are just scared to, start afresh. They're like, okay, how do I start? What will people say? This is your life, for crying out loud. A moment a guy shows you his true character, and you know this is not what you want, this is not the kind of life or relationship you want, this is not the kind of live. It's not a do or die affair. What if something had happened to her? That would be the saddest story you'll ever hear. Please, ladies, when you realize that this guy or your partner is toxic, please walk away. It's not worth it. You cannot be gambling with your life in a relationship because of what people will say, where you will start from, how you are going to start afresh, who are you going to end up with. They will make you depend on them, make you feel worthless, make you feel like you're nothing. My dear, that's not true. They're just trying to tie you down because they are practically living off you. You provide for them, you do everything, every expenses, you take care of it, and they'll make you feel like you're nothing. You are worth it. Look for someone, talk to someone, go to therapy. Like, look for a distraction. Walk away from those relationships. Look for new friends, people that can impact in your life, and not someone that will make you feel like nothing. If a guy can hit you, lay his hand on you, he can do anything. He can do anything. Trust me, he can do anything. So why waste your time? All those time you're thinking, how do I start afresh? Where do I start from? You will start from somewhere, and you see your life will be better. And you'll be proud of yourself that you did. So staying in a toxic relationship is not worth it. Guys, please, I want to know what your opinion is on this matter. I want to read your comments, and please, let's be respectful with our comments. We can disagree on this particular issue, on any particular issue, but no heated argument or anything. Let's be respectful with our comments, and watch out for the part 2 of this video, because the part 2 is coming. There's still a lot you need to see. This relationship matter is a lot going on in the society. So there's a lot of good guys out there, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good guys out there, like responsible guys out there. So if you find yourself in one situation that is not what you planned for your life, not what you want, leave that place, walk away from it. You will meet someone that deserves you. You'll meet someone that cherishes you, loves you, respects you. This lady is a mother, for crying out loud.
The moment this lady realized her worth and tried to walk away, this guy could not take it anymore. The whole thing went from 0 to 100 immediately. That's how angry they can get. They will not want to let you go. They want you to remain toxic life and endure whatever they are doing to you, which is very wrong. Please, guys, do not endure a toxic man or try to change them. They can never change. So please, guys, this video has a part 2. Watch out for the part 2, and please don't forget to like my video, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this matter. Please be respectful with your comments. We can disagree, but please be respectful with your comments. Thank you, guys. Please don't forget to like share and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.